Hello again, Pokepeeps. Today's review will be taking place at Fenton Lane Park. This is a small park, much like Northern Community Park, which I had previously reviewed. At first glance, Fenton Lane Park here appears to have a Pokestop loop, which would make it worthwhile going to. So let's go take a look and see what's spawning around here. We have left the car and we are walking down what would be just the parking spaces. I wouldn't necessarily call it a path. There must be soccer games here quite a bit. I would imagine that's why there's so much parking. Looking at the spawns, nothing extraordinary. You can see that I'm playing during the Johto event, so today's spawns are going to be second generation heavy. But let's take a look at that Teddiursa. Whoop. Nice. Nothing too terrific. Well, there are actually a healthy amount of spawns here in this parking lot. And seeing the two Tauros makes me think that the soccer fields might be counting as that flatland. So maybe we'll also see some Bouffalantes like we've been seeing. There's a Larvitar, but that's as part of the second generation event. I don't know how Biome influence this boy might have been. Oh, and speak of the devil, there is a Bouffalant. So yeah, pretty flat here. Yeah, Tauros in the flatland like usual. So we've seen other things like the Bouffalantes being attracted to the flatlands, but maybe we'll also get lucky with some wild Miltanks. There's that wild Bouffalant we've all come to know and love. Also got Biomes and Sunkerns. So there might be a small mixture of forest in here. Yeah, there's Skiploom. There's a little bit of water there, so maybe we'll get lucky with some water spawns as well. Alright, got ourselves a wild Gligar here. Ground flying type. I'm not sure what kind of biome a Gligar would be attracted to. Ooh, got some fighters today. Alright, we are now moving into the baseball fields. The spawns are still not like extraordinary. I'm still seeing plenty of these Sunkerns. There's a Mareep, a Chikorita. Yeah, I wouldn't call them super unusual. Maybe foresty because of the grass types. Yeah, there's another Sunkern. It's also possible this is a Sunkern nest. It is a park, and if it is a nest, I'm not quite seeing the spawn yet. I would guess the Sunkerns just from the frequency of how many I'm seeing. Oh, there's a Totodile. And here's a spot I haven't spawned before. I believe my bud VMAC made this spot. So kudos to him. Alright, right at the end of the baseball fields here, another Gligar spawned, a Tauros, and a Bouffalant. So is Gligar actually attracted to the flatland biomes too? Like, seems pretty plausible. Maybe the ground types just happen to like... Oh, I guess he ran away. Ooh, maybe the ground types like the flatland biomes. That's something unique. Yeah, like even in this second generational event, like this is only the third or fourth Gligar I've seen. And the fact that we've now seen two of them in Fenton Lane Park makes me think the biome is affecting the spawn. Alright, we are going past the baseball fields. I have noticed a number of Cubchews have been spawning back here. Cubchoo hasn't been a super unusual spawn this time of season. It is in fact snowing in real life, not in Pogo. So maybe that's why they're spawning so frequently. But I think Cubchoo is a pretty interesting Pokemon, being pure ice type. Not sure what biome it is attracted to yet. But yeah, there was at least 4 here. Oh, and there is a wild Seviper. There we go. Weather boosted Seviper. Whoop. Nice first ball. Not so great. Alright, all the way behind the baseball fields, there are a few spawns here, mostly normal type. Jigglypuff, Slackoff, Cheetah, Totodile. Ooh, let's check on that Slackoff. Slackoff, no, don't look at me. All right, so now we're like on the other side of the baseball field, approaching a dog park. I bet it's this Pokespot. Yep, Fenton Lane Dog Park. Behind it, I see that Tauros. We can actually spin the stop from the other side here. There's Chikorita, Chespin. And still getting those grass type spawns. Got the 2 Apoms, but they're spawning pretty much everywhere right now. Okay, so we've made it to the dog park. I see 2 Sunkerns and 2 Chikoritas. That's still very forest spawny with the grass typing. And there is a Skiploom. So far, Fenton Lane Park is proving to be a like forest / flatland zone. Let's go ahead and capture that Skiploom. We've now reached the tennis court Pokespot. I see Chikorita, I see Sunkern, and now I see a Turtwig. Lots of grass types here at Fenton Lane Park. Oh, and there's a Snubble, a little further away than the dog park. Let's see if we can't capture this Turtwig. Turtwig, where are you going? So we've done a full loop already. A very small park. A Snorlax has shown up back at the car. So let's go get that Snorlax. Yeah, and there's 2 Sunkerns on the radar again. I know there's a 2nd generation event going on, but this is a lot of Sunkerns. It might be a Sunkern nest, but being that it is a Johto event right now, I cannot confirm that. On our way to get that Snorlax, a Miltank has spawned. Once again, 2nd generation event. This could easily be a part of that, but we are seeing the Tauros and Bufalance quite a bit in this zone too. So it might also be because of the flatland biome. Uh-oh, don't go in the red, don't go in the red. All right, there's our Snorlax. Now, how hard are you capturing AR? CP44, get out of here. What? Whoop! Well, should be easy Snorlax candy, right? Better stay in the ball, CP44. Yeah, of course it's bad. 3 Spheals, that's unusual. Well, a good way to wrap up Fenton Lane Park with a Snorlax capture. See you back at home base. Doubling back around, right by the baseball fields are 2 wild Stantlers. So one Stantler is rare enough, but two right next to each other is suspicious of something. Maybe that's the nest? Maybe it's just second generational spawn and they love the baseball field. I'm not sure, but definitely unusual. You do not see Stantler even in this second generation event. So right as I was leaving, I can see a soccer field that is not a Pokespot and seems to be far enough away from existing spots to come into the game. So let's go ahead and try and submit it. Let's make it a little bit more over here, just so it's a little closer to the road. Now we're gonna want to include that number 6, maybe even the other net to show that yes, this is a field. Get a little closer. Okay. Get a little bit of that supporting area. Farther. It'd be great if we can get the path in this. But I think this will be good enough. Oops. Fenton Lane Park Field 6. Simple as that. The 6 soccer field in Fenton Lane Park. Alright, looks good. Now just a little info. Lane Park is very clean and safe. Family friendly. For all to enjoy. Yep, just a simple little explanation for why this should be a Pokespot. And there we go, nomination went through. Definitely looks far enough away to become a spot. Fingers crossed. We are back, Pokepeeps. Let's get into the review of Fenton Lane Park. The number of nests in Fenton Lane Park is pretty questionable. Being a park, it's usually guaranteed a nest, but while we were there, I couldn't really tell. I've been there in the past, and it seemed like there was a nest. This time, maybe it was Sunkern, but because of the second generation spawns, I really couldn't tell. There were a lot of Sunkern, so I'm making like a questionable 1. Maybe 2 because of those 2 Stantlers by the baseball fields. I know sometimes like small nests tend to show up in parks, and that could explain why those 2 Stantlers were there. So there might be 2 nests, but could not confirm on this first visit. The biomes of Fenton Lane Park appear to be mostly flatland. We were getting a lot of the Tauros, we were getting a lot of Bouffalant, and we even got the Miltank. Early on, we could tell that it was probably flatland from all the Tauros. Predicted that we'd see Bouffalant and Miltank, and well, you know, they happened to show up. So definitely very flat. Besides being flatland spawns, we are also seeing a lot of grass types, so I'm going to be calling it like a forest biome as well. We're seeing the Chikorita, saw Skiploom a couple of times. The Sunkern, that might have been nesting. So the 2 biomes would be the flatland and forest. The number of spawns at Fenton Lane were pretty plentiful. There were quite a few spawns all over the place. As soon as you park, there were a good number of spawns right there. The only place where there wasn't really an extreme amount of spawns would be like the back path. Then there's not really any Pokespots on that back path. So that would explain why there aren't that many spawns. But in terms of like the rarity, we did get the Miltank, we got a Snorlax, Gligar showed up twice. Don't know if the Gligar is attracted to flatland spawns, but it was worth visiting. Alright, the big question, should you go to Fenton Lane Park with items ready? I would say yes. While there is a loop at Fenton Lane Park, it's not super self-sufficient. I think if it had 1 or 2 more Pokespots, it would be a lot more like you can go there and be fine with items. But because it's still lacking a little bit, I would maybe go through Borntown City before heading to Fenton Lane Park. Borntown City was covered in another review. It's right down the road from Fenton Lane Park. I would definitely hit Farnsworth Avenue up first, then go to Fenton Lane Park. So overall, Fenton Lane Park isn't like an extraordinary area for Pokemon Go, but if you're within 15 to 20 minute travel range, it's worth a visit if you want to try something different. The spawns were definitely plentiful. They weren't extraordinary, but they were definitely plentiful. If you're looking for those flatland spawns, this could be an option for you. You need the Bouffalant, Tauros, maybe trying to get that elusive blue Miltank. So yeah, Fenton Lane Park is just a cute little park. I wouldn't travel an hour to go to it, but if it's nearby, give it a visit. So that was Fenton Lane Park. Go give my other reviews a look-see. Borntown City is right down the road. I would definitely say it is worth a visit if you're an active Pokemon Go player. Another small park down the road from Fenton Lane is Northern Community, which has a pretty wide range of biomes. Another area worth a visit. It's a small park, but you definitely have some fun there. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. And with that being said, happy hunting.